والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيبنا وحبيب رب العالمين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. السلام عليكم. वालेकुम सलाम. कैसे? अब्दुल हमीद घर पे है. अब्दुल हमीद घर पे है. अच्छा. So ومن حق الأخ على الأخ أن يخدمه إذا مرض. From the rights of brotherhood is that a brother should serve his brother مريضة when he is sick. فقد ذكروا أن الفتوة في خدمة الإخوان. The scholars have said that magnanimity is in the service of one's brothers. Futuwa, Islamic masculinity, magnanimity. It's a disposition that a person has in which they incline to generosity and open-heartedness, prioritizing the welfare of others around them. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fi auni al-abdi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in the service of a person as long as he is in the service of his brothers. And that's why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, even on the Day of Judgment, when he's most entitled to relax than anyone else, and even the other Anbiya will say, Nafsi, Nafsi, myself, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam at that time will say, Ummati, Ummati, and intercede on behalf of non-Muslims as well to start the judgment, and then on behalf of the Muslims for shafa'ah into Jannah. وَمِن كَلَامِ الْأُسْتَاذِ الْجُنَيْدِ رَحِمَهُ اللَّهِ. And from the words of the great Ustad Junaid Baghdadi rahmatullahi alayh. He was the one who was a champion wrestler, and because a Sayyid was struggling and financially, couldn't take zakat, he was struggling, Junaid Baghdadi, he threw the fight so that this Sayyid could get the prize money. And he lost his status as this wrestler, because everybody said, how do you lose to this bum off of the street? But as a result, he heard in his dream, somebody say to him that today you lowered yourself for me, so I'll raise you till the Day of Judgment. And he changed his entire life. He became a great scholar, an alim, and great friend of Allah. So from his statements is يَنْبَغِي لِلْإِنسَانِ أَن يَخْدِمَ إِخْوَانَهُ. That it's appropriate for individuals, it's necessary for individuals to serve their brothers, ثُمَّ يَعْتَذِرَ إِلَيْهِمْ بِأَنَّهُ مَا قَامَ بِوَاجِبِ حَقِّهِمْ, while simultaneously apologizing that they haven't been able to fulfill their rights. وَيُقِرُّ لَهُمْ بِالْخِيَانَةِ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ. They should acknowledge that they've fallen short of their trust. وَلَوْ عَلِمَ أَنَّهُ بَرِيءُ السَّاحَةِ. Even if they know that they're innocent of that. وَلَمْ يَتَرَتَّبْ عَلَى ذَلِكَ حَدٌّ أَوْ تَعْزِيرٌ. However, this is only if saying those statements will not cause some Islamic penalty to come on you. وَإِلَّا دَخَلَ فِي مَنْ ظَلَمَ نَفْسَهُ. Otherwise, he would become one who's done zulm on himself. وَذَلِكَ حَرَامٌ. So he is saying over here that a person should realize that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam have put so much emphasis on fulfilling the rights of others, when we do so, when we try to help one another, we should acknowledge that we are bound to have some shortcoming, right? Because we're imperfect people. So we should try our best while acknowledging to them that the rights were so much that we were unable to fulfill them. So this is to emphasize that there's going to be general lapses that we have in fulfilling the rights of our brothers and sisters, and that's why we should acknowledge our inability to do so. ومن كلام الشيخ أبي المواهب الشاذلي من تعزز على خدمة إخوانه. He says, anybody who deems himself too important to serve his brothers, وَرَّثَهُ اللَّهُ ذُلَّةً. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will, as a result, make him disgraced. لَنْ فِفَاكَ لَهُ مِنْهُ أَبَدًا. He will never be able to be separate from this, from that disgrace. وَمَنْ خَدَمَ إِخْوَانَهُ. And whoever serves his brothers, أُعْطِيَ مِنْ خَالِصِ أَعْمَالِهِمْ. They will be rewarded with the best of their deeds. Right? So if a person says, well, I'm too busy to help you, I'm you're insignificant, and so on and so forth. One thing is a person is genuinely, they just don't have the bandwidth to do something. They apologize, like we talked about later. Say, you have so many rights on me, I'm not able to fulfill them. I apologize. This is my weakness, but I'll make dua for you. That's one thing. Another thing is for a person to think that, I am too important. Who is this person? Do they not know who I am? Do they know that I have 100 things going on? I'm not going to help you. For a person like that, this Imam Shazili, he says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will cause disgrace to come upon this person. Yet somebody who pushes themselves to serve others, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward them. That person with the best of their friends, most sincere deeds. ومن حق الأخ على الأخ أن يحترمه ويوقره. And from the rights that one brother has on another is that they revere and respect them. لا سيما إذا استحق ذلك. Especially when they're deserving of that. كأن كان من العلماء, such that the brother is a scholar. أو من حملة القرآن الكريم, or he's one who has memorized the Quran. أو من عترة رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, or if he's the family of Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم. So in general, we should honor and revere all of our companions. But some have qualities that in and of themselves are worthy of honor, not because of the person themselves, but because of the one who are the thing or the one who they're connected to. So for example, a person's a scholar, they're connected to ilm, so they deserve extra respect. A person is a hafiz, they're connected to the Quran, they should be given extra respect. Like they would say about Allama Yusuf bin Nuri rahmatullahi alayh, great, Allama that, passed away in the 1970s or so, the founder of the famous, Binuri town madrasa. When they said that, he would always be good to all the students and stuff, but if he found out that somebody was a hafiz, not alim, but he found out that they're a hafiz, his entire demeanor towards them would completely change. If he was sitting with his legs out, like relaxing, and he found out that there was a hafiz in the gathering, he would pull his legs in, type of, humility that he had. And he had a lot of ghairah when it came to knowledge. I think it was when the General Ayub Khan was president. There was some meeting, the government meeting, and so Allama Yusuf bin Nuri was invited there. And somebody there, they said that in the Quran, when it talks about ulama, it's referring to us, politicians. So Allama Yusuf bin Nuri got up in the meeting and he slapped the person and he walked away. So he's a person of great ghairah. So khair, anyway, and others, those who are Sayyid, they're related to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. That connection to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam deserves some ihtiram. Even if the person themselves is, however, the fact that they're descended from Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam leads to some respect for them. And that's what I alluded to when Junaid Baghdadi rahmatullahi alayh, he threw the fight for a Sayyid and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honored him. وفي وصية الإمام النووي, Imam Nawawi rahmatullahi alayh, his last advice is to people, لا تستصغر أحدا, do not belittle or consider anybody small. فإن العاقبة منطوية, because the future, the end state of all of us is unknown. It's wrapped up, muntawiya. We don't know what will happen. That person who you are considering small today, tomorrow they may be over you and may have, your life in their hands. وَالْعَبْدُ لَا يَدْرِي بِمَا يُخْتَمُ لَهُ, and a person cannot predict what state they will die in. فَإِذَا رَأَيْتَ عَاصِيًا, so when you see a sinner, فَلَا تُقَدِّمْ نَفْسَكَ عَلَيْهِ, do not consider yourself better than him. فَرُبَّمَا كَانَ فِي عِلْمِ اللَّهِ أَعْلَى مِنْكَ مَقَامًا, because it may be in Allah's knowledge that He has a higher status than you. For example, people may have thought certain things about Umar radiallahu anh before he became Muslim. People thought things about Abu Sufyan radiallahu anh, but he has radiallahu anh after his name. Sometimes we have, students in madrasa, and I had one, he's the worst student, so everybody would make fun of him, but mashallah, he's very good, mashallah. Now he's really excelled, mashallah. وَأَنْتَ مِنَ الْفَاسِقِينَ, it could be that he's higher than you, and you are from the fasiqeens. وَيَصِيرُ يُشْفَعُ فِيكَ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ, and it will be such that he may end up interceding for you on the Day of Judgment. وَإِذَا رَأَيْتَ صَغِيرًا, when you encounter somebody younger than you, فَحْكُمْ بِأَنَّهُ خَيْرٌ مِنْكَ, then consider them superior to you, بِاعْتِبَارِ أَنَّهُ أَحْقَرَ مِنْكَ ذُنُوبًا, from the perspective that they have less sins than you. Or for a child, their sins aren't even written. وَإِذَا رَأَيْتَ مَنْ هُوَ أَكْبَرُ مِنْكَ سِنًّا, but if you see somebody older than you, فَحْكُمْ بِأَنَّهُ خَيْرٌ مِنْكَ, decide that they are better than you, بِاعْتِبَارِ أَنَّهُ أَقْدَمَ مِنْكَ هِجْرَةً فِي الْإِسْلَامِ, because they are superior to you because they have been Muslim for longer. وَإِذَا رَأَيْتَ كَافِرًا, and when you see a kafir, فَلَا تَنْقَطَعْ لَهُ بِالنَّارِ, do not decisively say that he is from the people of Jahannam, لِاحْتِمَالِ أَنَّهُ يُسْلِمُ وَيَمُوتُ مُسْلِمًا, because of the possibility that he may accept Islam and he may die as a Muslim. These are some advices of Imam Nawawi and Imam Sha'rani. Inshallah, we could do amal on them. Also, Abdul Wasi Bhai, his mother had a surgery today. He asked me to make dua in Fajr and it slipped my mind. I'm very sorry for that. Inshallah, we'll make dua for the success of her surgery. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wa salatu wa salamu ala Sayyid al-Anbiya wal Mursaleen, Habibina wa Habibi Rabbil Alameen. لا إله إلا الله الحليم الكريم سبحان الله رب العرش العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين نسألك موجبات رحمتك وعزائم مغفرتك والغنيمة من كل بر والسلامة من كل إثم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا ميتا إلا رحمته ولا ضالا إلا هديته ولا مبتلا إلا عافيته ولا حاجة هي لك رضا إلا قضيتها ويسرتها برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. أسأل الله العظيم رب العرش العظيم أن يشفيها ويشفي مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين. صلى الله تعالى على خير خلق سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. And sometimes before Salah, people ask us to make dua, and we may forget, like right after Salah. Just feel no hesitation and just reminding. Sometimes we lead Salah, there's a lot of other things that are going on, like, so it just may cause you to, it just slips the mind. It's not any reason that we didn't do dua or anything. So please just remind us. You could just, and inshallah we'll do it. So again, sorry about